locations mixed up once again. For tonight's Lumberjack Conference game as Logger Vision presents Logger Basketball 1996. Tonight the Loggers on the road taking on the Tomahawk Hatchets as they return to Lumberjack Conference play. And tonight the Loggers up against a formidable foe, always formidable, the Tomahawk Hatchets. Justin Matzik will jump it up with John Yadis as we get underway. The Loggers with possession as we start this one off. Danny Zabes is not starting tonight and may see limited action. He has been under the weather with some really nasty stuff. Has missed the Spooner game. Matt Pallas for three off the back iron, no good. Rebound goes to Chad Murtis. And he may see limited action as the game goes along, mostly maybe 2 or 3 minutes here in the first half just to see how he's doing. As Tomahawk spreads out the floor, the Loggers starting lineup in that stead. The backcourt will be 30, Brian Petrozellik, and 32, Jerry Petrozellik. The pass inside underneath to Hughesby is good for two, and Tomahawk up right away, 2-0. Lead pass to Pallas. Off to McCormick to the hole, counter for two. Bill McCormick for the easy two, and it's tied up at 2. The forecourt for the Loggers, 22 is Matt Pallas, 54 Justin Matzik, and 50 Bill McCormick. The starting lineup for Tomahawk: Chad Murtis, number 4, is a 5'10 senior. Jason Olson, number 5, is a 5'10 senior. Steal by Jerry Petrozellik. Off to Matzik, across to Pallas, goes baseline, goes up past the big guy, and it's good for 2. Matt got his first points tonight, 4-2, 6:40 left in the first. The rest of the Tomahawk lineup quickly. Dan Tomaszewski is 5'11 senior. He's wearing 33. 45 is Ryan Hughesby, a 6'3 sophomore, and the big guy, 55, John Yadis, a 6'7 senior. Around to Brian Petrozellik, won't try the 3. Back to Jerry up on top. Brian Petrozellik for 3, it's good!
The Loggers are off to a fast start tonight, Bob.
On the season thus far, Brian Petrozellik's averaging 32% from three-point range, one of the more dependable 3 shooters on the Logger team. Loggers shooting very well from the perimeter, averaging 38% from three-point range. On the far side, that's Murtis. Back out to Tomaszewski, inside to Hughesby, back out to Murtis, and a foul called before Murtis has a chance to put the ball up. The foul called on Brian Petrozellik. That's his first team foul, 1 for the Loggers. 5:58 left in the first. 7-2, Loggers by 5.
The Loggers are playing their zone, what seems to be becoming their favorite defense. Watching them the last few weeks.
Yadis from 17, no good. Hughesby will be called for the reach over the back over Matt Pallas, and possession goes to the Loggers as Ryan Hughesby picks up his first. The inbound to Jerry Petrozellik. Full court pressure, but the Loggers break through it rather easily. Pallas pulls up, then goes past Yadis. The shot no good. And the big guy with the rebound. 5:45 left in the first. And once again, Tomahawk spreading it out, looking for the quick cut in and the easy bucket. Tomaszewski on the perimeter. Back out to Yadis, way outside. Cross to Olson. In the corner to Murtis, his three-pointer off the iron, no good, and Justin Matzik with another board. Ahead to Jerry Petrozellik. Cross to brother Brian, his 3, shot no good. Rebound McCormick in the paint, pass Hughesby. Called for a travel before the shot, and possession goes to the Hatchets. Quick substitutions as Jake Felser, 41, checks into the lineup, as does 21 Ty Beckley. Replacing Hughesby and Tomaszewski. And now Tomaszewski will leave the court. And I think we might have things under control here now. It's in debate, though. 5:08 remaining in the first. 7-2, Loggers by 5. Tomahawk in the conference race is 2-1. The Loggers, of course, 2-0. And 5-1 on the season. Olson, taken away by Jerry Petrozellik. 2-on-1 break. Nice move by Jerry for 2.
Well, that was a pretty move by Jerry going to the basket. If you look at the Loggers tonight, and with the zone defense they're playing, you get the impression that there aren't going to be a lot of points scored by Tomahawk. They just really aren't very good ball handlers watching so far.
That's basically what it looked like in talking with Andy Pilch before the game started, and one of the things he wanted to try and do is looking at the conference stats and looking at what he has to face. He's got that 6'7" kid, Yadis, in the lineup. He doesn't want the easy bucket in, so he wants to try and keep the perimeter relatively, keep the ball out there as best they can. They had to bring Yadis out there, and they weren't able to put much inside after that. So it looks like thus far, at least with the 3 minutes and 9 seconds we've played so far, the zone is working extremely well for Coach Pilch and the Loggers.
And that's primarily because Tomahawk just doesn't move the ball around real fast, because just watching their ball players, there seems to be they're not that good at ball handling skills. The one basket they did get was inside, which is, if there's been a weakness the Loggers had this year, it seems to be on their zone inside. They're kind of vulnerable to the second or third pass, and other than that, their defense has really been solid.
And I think you'll see if Danny Zaves does get some playing time tonight, if he feels up to it, they're going to have him play the zone, so that way he doesn't have to do a lot of chasing around. So they're just going to get everybody else in tune, at least for it right now, and it's working thus far. Murtis, the shot from 9, rims out, no good. The tip by Beckley won't go, and possession goes to the Loggers.
On offense, you get the impression the Loggers could shoot the 3 almost anytime they wanted, because the Tomahawk zone isn't switching quick enough to pick up the shooters.
Tomahawk spending most of their time on the 1-2-1-1 full court pressure, but the Loggers again breaking through it fairly easily. Palace goes baseline, back out to Jerry Petrozellik, won't try the 3. Had the wide open tray, but doesn't take advantage of it. Back out to Palace, 26 feet away, into Matzek. Nice dish to Brian Petrozellik for 2. 5 points for the senior, and it's an 11-2 ball game. The 3-pointer by Felser, no good. Rebound, Matt Palace. Palace brings it across. We're under 4 minutes remaining in period number 1. Loggers up 11-2. Matzek goes inside. Nice pass to Petrozellik. Brian has 7, and the Loggers up by 11, 13-2 with 3:42 remaining in period 1. Loggers passing very well tonight. Nice dish inside to Felser. His shot goes wild. Rebound McCormick. Ahead to Jerry Petrozellik to Palace. Palace to Matzek for 3. Out of the iron, no good. And rebound goes to Beckley. Olsen. Olsen goes inside. Goes past Matzek. Shot no good. And the foul called, I believe, on Olsen. And team foul number 2 for the Hatchets goes to Jason Olsen. That's his first. As Trevor Rasky, number 20, and 44, Jason Woody checks into the Logger lineup, replacing McCormick and Palace. 3:12 remaining in the first, 13-2. Loggers by 11. The inbound by Petrozellik gets it up to Woody. Moving up for it, off to Jerry Petrozellik, and again, they break it fairly easily. Brian Petrozellik in the paint, dishes off to Rasky for 3. Short. Recovered by Rasky. On the top of the key, back out to Jerry Petrozellik. He'll set it up. 2:56 left in period 1. 13-2 the score. Rasky back out to Jerry Petrozellik. Inside to Matzek. In the paint, he'll be called for the travel. 2:48 left in the first.
That call really is because of the floor here. When you look at it, it's a lot slipperier than a wood floor.
It's a tartan surface. It's not the regular wood as we see everywhere else in the conference. And
Tomahawk went to a man now, and that seems to give him a little bit more pressure on the Logger players.
Murtis on the far side, guarded by Woody, off to Olsen. 2:34 left in the period. Pass inside to Murtis, who was open, goes into the mess underneath, and Justin Matzek picks up the foul. That's his first. Team foul 2 on the Loggers, and that will send Chad Murtis to the free throw line. The senior looking for his first points of the ball game, as it's the first Hatchet to the free throw line. 2:32 left in the first, 13-2 the score. The first for the 5'10 senior is good. Two team fouls for each team. The second by Murtis is also good. He's perfect from the line, 2 for 2. And it's a 13-4 Phillips lead. That'll be an over and back call as Brian Petrozellik wasn't able to establish himself in the forecourt. And possession goes to the Hatchets at midcourt with 2:27 left in the first. Olsen. Again, Tomahawk spreading out the bomb to Murtis. Nice save. Off to Felser. The pass inside to Beckley goes through his hands, and possession goes to the Loggers with 2:16 left in the first. Loggers still dominating this one, 13-4. The inbound to Woody, who comes up for it.
Well, you watch that press breaker, and it's just like to teach it in practice. If the guard doesn't get it, the big guy comes down, and Jason's been wide open when he comes to the middle.
Brian Petrozalek stopped, off to brother Jerry. Puts it up from 18, it's good. Jerry Petrozalek has 4. 15-4, the Logger lead back to double digits. Felser across to Olsen, ball knocked away, almost recovered by Woody, saved by Woody, no. As it hits the sideline and possession goes to the Hatchets. McCormick and Palace return as Matzik and Brian Petrozalek sit down. 1:51 remaining in the first, 15-4. Loggers by 11, steal by Matt Palace. 3-on-2 break. Matt dishes it back out to Rasky, across to Jerry Petrozalek, and now they reverse it back out. Inside to McCormick, puts it up over Felser, it won't go. And Jake Felser with the rebound. Olsen quickly down to Murtis, wants to go baseline, gives it off to Buckley, a shot no good. Beckley. And the rebound goes to the Loggers. Inside to Woody, and he's called for the travel before the shot. 1:18 left in the first. Loggers remain up 15-4. As Olsen brings it across the timeline. Off to Felser. Felser goes inside to the big guy. Yadis' turnaround, Jay, is good. And the 6'7" senior has his first points of the ball game. 15-6. The Logger lead at 9. McCormick off to Jerry Petrozalek. Goes inside. Ball stripped from him, and the foul called on Beckley. And Ty Beckley is not a happy camper on that call. That's his first, team foul 3 for the Hatchets.
Well, if Tomahawk can get their big guy in the game a little bit like that, it'll make it a ball game. And maybe the way it's going right now, their offense has been so predictable. They set up on the perimeter, and the last steal that Matt Palace got, they made that same pass probably 5 times in the quarter.
The inbound to Woody. Off to Jerry Petrozalek. 50 seconds remaining here in the first. Loggers up by 9. The drive inside by Rasky, and Yadis will get the foul as he goes to the hole. That's team foul number 4 for Tomahawk, the first on John Yadis. And Trevor Rasky will go to the stripe to shoot a pair, looking for his first points of the game.
Took a little courage tackling the big guy on that one.
Yes. Trevor's not exactly the largest guy on the Logger team either to go after him like that, but the first is no good for the sophomore. Trevor Rasky, the first Logger to the free throw line. 45 seconds left in the first. The second for the sophomore is good. And Trevor Rasky picks up his first point of the ball game. 16-6, the Logger lead up to 10. With 40 seconds now left in the period. Olsen goes inside for Beckley, takes to the hole, of a foul called on McCormick. And that will send Ty Beckley to the free throw line. Bill McCormick picks up his first, team foul 3 for the Loggers.
You'd like to see the players step up a little quicker on that and not give him a clean shot. He was pretty close to the basket on that one.
He was. Beckley looking for his first points of the game. 37 seconds left in the first period. 16-6 the score. The first is no good. Tomahawk is a team now 2 for 3 from the free throw line. The second for the junior is good. Ty Beckley picks up his first point of the game, and once again it's a 9-point ball game, 16-7. Palace quickly down court to Woody. Nice shot from 13, short. Yadis with the recovery. 28 seconds left in the first. Tomahawk with a chance to make it half a dozen if they can nail a tray. Beckley across to Olsen. Won't put it up from 22. Wants to go inside and is called for the travel. 19 seconds left here in the first. Loggers with a chance to get that double-digit lead back before the break after the end of the first period. Palace the inbound to Jerry Petrozalek. Full court pressure. 16 seconds left. Jerry gets it across to Trevor Rasky. 12 seconds remaining. Woody back to Rasky. Trevor's shot from 13 is good. Trevor Rasky with 3, 18-7, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Murtis for 3 at the horn, rims out. We've played 8 minutes of basketball, and the score, The Phillips Loggers 18, the Tomahawk Hatchets 7. This is Logger Vision's presentation of Logger basketball on Price County Telephone Company Cable, Channel 6. And Tomahawk will have possession as we begin period number 2. The Loggers up by 11, 18-7. Here as we begin the second period, the Loggers back out with their starting 5. As Felser inbounds.
Looks like the Loggers are going to a man here.
Beckley across to Murtis, almost taken away by Jerry Petrozalik. Murtis off to Beckley. His 3 off the iron, no good. Rebound Brian Petrozalik, and the foul called on Jason Olson. Olson picks up his second, team foul 5 on the Hatchets. Loggers with 3 team fouls. 7:45 left in the half. Phillips by 11. And the inbound, here comes McCormick, and once again the Loggers easily break the pressure. Ball knocked away from Petrozalik, recovered by Felser. Jake Felser to the hole, a little heavy, gets his own board, and he was out of bounds before he came back in and did not re-enter first, and possession goes to the Loggers.
If Tomahawk's going to press here, they really have to make an adjustment and take away the easy pass to the big guy breaking down.
And now they are a little bit here. The inbound to Brian Petrozalik. Lead pass down. Logger faithful wanting a block. No call. McCormick inside to Matzik for 2.
That was a pretty pass by Bill.
Justin Matzik's first points of the ball game. 7:23 left in the half. 20-7 the score. And a foul called on Bill McCormick. That's his second. Team foul 4 on the Loggers. And that will send Jason Olson to the free throw line to shoot a pair. Like we were talking about before, the Loggers are executing the pass well so far. They've found the good shot, taken the good shot so far, and that's why it seems they've been readily successful so far in this ball game.
And of course, one of the big differences, the competition here is nowhere near the level it was in Spooner.
True.
You can make that pass because the guy isn't on the guy you're passing to like glue like they were in Spooner.
The second is good for Olson. And Olson will sit down as Joe Flowers, number 31, checks in for the first time for Tomahawk. 7:20 remaining here in the second. 20-8. The Loggers up by a dozen. Palace again with the inbound, has the sideline to move on, gets it off to Jerry Petrozalik, to McCormick, and Brian Petrozalik brings it across the timeline. Brian to Jerry, looks inside, goes off to Palace. His 3 is good. Matt Palace with 5, 23-8. The Logger lead at 15, their biggest lead of the night. Flowers. Off to the big guy, Yadis. Looks inside to Felser, recovers. Matzik with the recovery, but a little bit too late as he's called for the block.
Well, he had his hand on the ball, but I think the ref was calling the body contact down lower.
Justin Matzik picks up his second, so that's 2 for McCormick and 2 for Matzik. 6:51 remaining in the second. 5 team fouls for the Loggers. The first for Jake Felser is good. The senior picks up his first point of the night. 6:51 left in the half. 23-9. And Felser, looking for point number 2, will try and put Tomahawk in the double digits. Misses the second one. Rebound, Brian Petrozalik. 6:44 left in the second. 23-9 the score. Loggers by 14. Palace in the paint. Gives it off to Matzik. Nice shot from 14. No good. Rebound Flowers. Here come the Hatchets. 4-on-4 break. Murtis goes inside. Shot no good. Rebound Justin Matzik. 6:25 left in the half. Jerry Petrozalik brings it across. Off to Brian Petrozalik. To Palace. Nice shot from 17. Shot no good. Rebound McCormick. His shot won't go. Saved by Flowers and recovered by Murtis. The bomb down court to Beckley. Underneath, backhanded layup won't go. Rebound finally recovered by Flowers, but he steps on the end line in possession to Phillips. Tomaszewski, 33, returns for Tomahawk, as does Hughesby. Beckley will sit down, and Yadis will sit down. 6:04 remaining in the second. 23-9 the score. The inbound to Jerry Petrozalik, ahead to Matzik, to Pallas. And Matt pulls out. Off to Jerry Petrozalik. 5:55 left in the second. To Brian Petrozalik. Won't try the three. Goes inside. Dishes. Nice dish inside to Justin Matzik for two. The sophomore has four. It's a 25-9 ball game. In the corner, Hughesby to Tomaszewski on the perimeter. As once again, Tomahawk pulls it out, trying to set up for a decent shot. Tomaszewski out to Felser. Across to Murtis, wants to go baseline, calls for the travel.
It's like we watch the exact same press every single time down. You'd think they get a little variety here.
You'd think so, especially as the Loggers have broken through it a little bit. The inbound to Brian Petrozalik, stopped off to Jerry Petrozalik, and again the Loggers easily breaking it down court. Pallas goes into McCormick, puts it up over Felser. The shot's good. Around and in for Bill McCormick. He has four. 27-9, the Logger lead at 18. And traveling called on Flowers. As 13, Justin Rigney will check in for the first time. The sophomore will check in for Flowers. 5:06 left in the half. So 9 of the 11 Hatchets in the lineup thus far in this ball game. The bench is going deep for John Handel. Lead pass to Matzik, into Brian Petrozalik. Won't go, but he'll shoot two.
The Loggers have started making them pay for the press a little bit now, and for the success they're getting, you'd think they'd drop back out of it and just play tough defense.
You'd think so, unless that's a cornerstone of their defense, that they try and use the quick, and they are a fairly quick ball club, to use the quickness they have and try and stop it. As Brian Petrozalik goes to the free throw line, he picks up point number 8. Brian, a 75% free throw shooter on the season. As Olsen will return, and so will Beckley. Murtis will sit down, and I would imagine, yes, Felser will sit down. By the way, that's a 16 foul on the Hatchets, so the Loggers will be shooting the bonus for the rest of the half. 5:01 left here in the second. 28-9, the Logger lead by 19, make it 20, as Brian Petrozalik picks up his 9th point of the ball game. 2 for 2 from the line. 29-9, the Loggers by 20. Olsen tries to go inside, dishes it off to Hughesby, and the foul called on Brian Petrozalik. That'll be 2 on him. Team foul 6, so after this inbound, both teams in the bonus for the remainder of the half.
In defense on a play like that where the fellow's driving to the paint, you'd like to see someone else drop off their man just enough to stop them.
The inbound by...
and then recover back.
Tomaszewski. Steal by Matzik. 3 on nobody break into Jerry Petrozalik to the hole for 2. Sophomore with 6. 31-9. Loggers by 22. Hughesby on top to Rigney. Olsen drives inside, puts it up in front of McCormick for 2. First points of the game for Rigney. 31-11 as Tomahawk breaks into double digits. Brian Petrozalik looks inside, goes out to Pallas on the perimeter. 4:11 left here in the second. 31-11, Loggers by 20. Nice feed from Pallas to Matzik for 2. Justin Matzik with 6, and the Loggers up by 22, 33-11. As Jason Woody and Trevor Rasky return, McCormick and Brian Petrozalik will sit down. We're halfway through period number 2, 33-11. Beckley drives in his lay-in is good for 2. The Loggers giving the baseline, and Tomahawk taking advantage of it. 33-13. Beckley with 3. Pass inside to Woody. His shot over Tomaszewski short. Rebound recovered by Beckley. Ahead for Olsen, as Olsen can be taken open as a souvenir by one of the fans as the ball hits a cheerleader. And the Loggers will have possession at the midcourt line. Now they're checking the condition of the kids that Olsen fell on. They seem to be all right. They're even giggling. Inbound by Rasky to Jerry Petrozalik. Rasky to Palace. Won't put it up from the top. Pass inside to Matzik. His shot over Beckley won't go. Put back good for two. Justin Matzik, 8 points on the night. He's averaging 15 a game.
Well, he's had some nice assists from his teammates tonight. All those are up on the baseline.
He certainly has. And he's had a couple nice assists tonight, too. So the ball's getting around well tonight for the orange and black. Hughesby in the corner, guarded by Woody. Stopped in the corner. The give and go through the hands of Hughesby, recovered by Olsen. 3 minutes left here in the half. 35-13, the Logger lead at 22. Olsen, Tomaszewski to Beckley. On the near side, looks to go baseline, stopped by Matzik. Steal by Palace, ahead to Matzik. Olsen impeding his way. Otherwise, he had a chance to put the ball directly through the hoop. But before the shot, the foul called on Olsen.
I think that one would have been going down.
Yes, very quickly, I think, too. That's the third personal on Jason Olsen, and I imagine that's all we'll see of him for the remainder of the period. Murtis, he's going to stay out. Murtis returns, as does Flowers, Yadis, and Felser. As Olsen, the only one remaining from the 5 that were out there. Justin Matzik to shoot 1-1. His first is good. Picks up point number 9. Justin's averaging 75% from the free throw line. The Loggers is a team averaging 63% from the free throw line. And the second no good. Matt Palace with the rebound. Jump ball, and possession will go to the Loggers. Tomaszewski will return, and he will replace Olsen. So he'll sit down with 3 fouls. 2:40 remaining in the second. 36-13, Loggers by 23. The inbound by Trevor Rasky. To Woody. His shot over Yadis, no good. Gets the board. His second. That won't crawl in. Flowers with a tip, recovered by Tomaszewski. And here come the Hatchets. As McCormick and Brian Petrozellik will check in next time. The pass inside to Felser. Shot no good. Scramble underneath for it, and Matt Palace will pick up the foul. For Matt, that's his first. Team foul 7. And that will send Jake Felser to the free throw line to shoot 1-1. Tomahawk is a team 5 for 8 from the free throw line. Matzik and Palace will sit down as Brian Petrozellik and McCormick return. 2:22 left in the second. 36-13 the score. And Jake Felser, who is 1 for 2, is now 1 for 3 off of Flowers. McCormick didn't touch it, according to the official, and possession goes to Phillips. And now Tomahawk off the backcourt pressure. 2:15 remaining here in the half. Loggers by 23. Rasky to Jerry Petrozellik, into Woody, won't put up from 15, puts up from 15 to the side, and it's good. Jason Woody with his first points of the ball game. 2 minutes left here in the second, 38-13. Flowers, a shot tipped. Yadis, his first won't go. Recovered by Jerry Petrozellik, but he's standing on the end line, and possession goes to the Hatchets. 1:50 remaining in the half.
Kind of get a little hard to keep your players focused on running set offenses when you get into a game like this, and you start seeing more just get the ball and put it up.
Yadis out to Murtis for 3. Chad Murtis has 5. 38-16, the lead at 22 for the Loggers. Jerry Petrozellik gets it across. Off to Rasky. To Brian Petrozellik from 16, off the iron, no good. Rebound, I believe the foul is going to be called on Felser. As Felser and Woody went for the foul, or went for the rebound, excuse me. That's team foul number 8 on the Hatchets, and Jason Woody to the free throw line. The junior, a 56% free throw shooter, averages 9 a game, has 2 for the ball game, his first time at the line. First is good. Loggers 5 for 7 from the free throw line, that's 71%. 1:30 exactly remaining in the half, 39-16 the score. The Loggers by 23, and the junior to try and make it an even 2 dozen. And he won't, as the second is no good. Yadis with the rebound. ahead to Flowers.
Well, that's not going to help the 56% shooting percentage.
No, it isn't. Inside, Felser, the back door, no good. Rebound, Brian Petrozellik. The senior slows it down, sets up the play with 1:14 on the clock. Brian Petrozellik looks baseline, gets back out to Woody. Won't take the 16-footer, goes across to Jerry Petrozellik, into McCormick. Foul called inside, I believe, on Yadis, but we'll wait for the indication. The foul called on John Yadis, that's his second, team foul 9. Matt Pallas will return as Jerry Petrozellik will sit down. 1:01 left here in the half, and Bill McCormick goes to the line to shoot a pair. Bill's a 50% free throw shooter, so by all rights he should make one of these. Misses the first, if it figures, you know.
I think that's called statistics.
That's right. McCormick's averaging 7 points in the season. He has 4 so far tonight. The second for the big guy, in and out. Rebound, Yadis.
That's one thing the boys will be want to working on is their shooting percentage on the free throw line.
Yadis for 3. Hits nothing but the end line, and possession goes to the Loggers with 53 seconds left. A new element of the 6'7" seniors game that we didn't see before.
Well, the big guy looks like a good-natured fellow when
Yes,
you watch him play.
He does. Pass to Rasky. Lost a little control. Had to bring it back out. Pallas. Off to Woody from 17. No. Rebound, Tomaszewski. And here come the Hatchets. 32 seconds left. Nice pass to Felser in the paint. Counted and one. Jake Felser has 3 and a chance to make it 4. 38-19 the score.
That was just kind of not keeping your eyes open on defense, and you always have to make sure anyone that's behind you is covered.
The foul called on Matt Pallas. That's his second. Team foul 8 for the Loggers. And Felser converts the three-point play. Jake Felser 2 for 4 from the line. He has 4 points. It's a 20-point ball game, 39-19. 25 seconds left here in the half. Pallas, guarded by Flowers, off to Trevor Rasky. Across to Brian Petrozellik. Goes inside, goes past Felser, across to Woody for 2. Jason Woody with 5. The pass ahead to Murtis. Another lucky fan is a souvenir. And with 5 seconds left, the Loggers have a chance to get the lead up to 25 before the break. 41-19, Loggers by 22.
Tomahawk's looking pretty demoralized now.
Brian Petrozellik with the inbound to Trevor Rasky. Rasky to Pallas for 3. Short. And that's the period. We have played. The basket won't count at the horn. We've played 16 minutes, and it's all Phillips. The score at the intermission, the Phillips Loggers 41, the Tomahawk Hatchets 19. This is Logger Vision's presentation of Logger basketball on Price County Telephone Company Cable Channel 6. And Tomahawk will have possession as we begin period 3 at halftime. The score of Phillips 41, Tomahawk 19. Well-distributed scoring pattern for the Loggers here in the first half. Brian Petrozellik and Justin Matzik each with 9 points. 6 points for Jerry Petrozellik. 5 each for Jason Woody and Matt Pallas. 4 points for Bill McCormick. And 3 points for Trevor Rasky. So 7 of the Logger, in fact, all the Loggers who played thus far in the game have put points on the board. For Tomahawk, they're led by Chad Murtis with 5. 4 points for Jake Felser. 3 points for Ty Beckley. 2 points for Justin Rigney, as well as for Ryan Hughesby and the big guy, John Yadis. 1 point for Jason Olson. Only one person in foul trouble, and that's Jason Olson for Tomahawk. He has 3 fouls. No one else with more than 2. The Hatchets at the break, shooting 60% from the free throw line, 6 for 10. The Loggers, 50% from the free throw line, 5 for 10.
That's a statistic the coach wants to see get better.
Definitely so. The inbound by Olson to Tomaszewski as we get underway here in period 3. Each team coming out with their starting 5 on the court. The drive inside by Olson is good for 2. Jason Olson picks up his first field goal of the ball game, 41-21. The Logger lead at 20. Pallas looks inside, goes to McCormick, won't put it up from the free throw line, across to Jerry Petrozellik for 3. Yes! Jerry Petrozalik with 9, tying brother Brian. And with 7:34 remaining in the third, the Loggers up to a 23-point lead, 44-21. Olsen loses the handle, gets it off to Yadis way out in the perimeter. Stop, looking for somebody in trouble, gets it off to Hughesby on the perimeter. Wants to go inside, has to bring it back out. Back to Yadis, nice feed inside to Hughesby, but a little late. Shot no good. Tomaszewski with a rebound, he puts it in for 2. Dan Tomaszewski picks up his first points of the ball game. 44-23, the lead at 21. Drive inside by Jerry Petrozalik, won't go. Yadis with the rebound. Off to Olsen.
We're watching the Loggers continue with their man-to-man.
The shot by Olsen is good. Jason Olsen has 5. Quick lead pass down to Matt Pallas. Had the break but pulled way back out of it to set it up. 6:39 left here in the third. 44-25. Justin Matzik from 16, he drains it. Justin Matzik leads all scorers with 11. 6:33 remains here in the third. 46-25 the score. Loggers by 21. Olsen to Yadis. The pass inside intended for Murtis, knocked away by Jerry Petrozalik. Pallas looks inside, his shot up in front of Yadis and McCormick, no good. Olsen with the save to Yadis. And Olsen brings it down. 6:10 left here in the third. 46-25 the score. Yadis, 17 feet from the basket, won't put it up. Or will he? He stopped, gets it across to Murtis. Guarded by Jerry Petrozalik to Yadis from 16, off the iron, no good. Jerry Petrozalik with the rebound. 5:50 within the period. Pallas for 3, short. Recovered by Yadis. 2-on-2 Tomahawk break. Olsen in the paint, a shot no good. Rebound. Hughesby stripped by Brian Petrozalik. Recovered by Olsen, blocked by Justin Matzik, and possession stays with the Loggers. With the Hatchets, with 5:36 left in the period. 46-25 the score. Loggers by 21. Yadis, turnaround from 15. He drains that one for 2. The big guy with 4. 46-27. Logger lead at 19. Pallas. Back to Jerry Petrozalik. Off to Brian Petrozalik. Looks inside to McCormick. Puts it up from 17. Off, no good. Matzik with a put back for 2. Justin Matzik, 13 points, 4 here in the third period. And it's a 48-27 lead. Yadis, his shot off the iron, no good. Off the backboard, rebound, Chad Murtis. That one rims around for 2. Chad Murtis with 7. 48-29, Loggers by 19. Matzik wanted to go inside, ball knocked away by Olsen, recovered by Jerry Petrozalik. To Brian Petrozalik, to Matzik, to Jerry. His shot from 15, no. Rebound off of Olsen, and possession stays with the Loggers as Woody and Rasky return. Jake Felser returns for Tomahawk, as does Ty Beckley. 4:46 left here in the third. 48-29 the score. Loggers by 19.
The Loggers line up in a V formation this time here.
First time we've seen this.
It's always interesting to see what they run.
Inside to Jerry Petrozalik for 2.
Works slick.
Nice quick move by the sophomore. He has 11. 50-29, Loggers by 21. Ball knocked away by Woody, recovered by Felser, and it goes in for 2. The senior with half a dozen. 51-30. Ball knocked away by Murtis, recovered by Brian Petrozalik. The lead pass by Jerry Petrozalik, saved by Brian. No, he steps in the end line, the sideline, and possession goes to the Hatchets with 4:21 left in the third. 50-31. I know the Loggers want to keep this an up-tempo game, but they don't have to keep it necessarily that much. They are up by 19.
Well, they're having problems with their old nemesis again in defense, right underneath the basket there.
Steal by Jerry Petrozalik. And the foul called on Chad Murtis. That's his first. Team foul 1 for the Hatchets. And the Loggers will inbound underneath as Yadis will now return. And he will replace Tomaszewski. 4:11 left in the third. And again, the Loggers in that V formation. Last time we saw Petrozellik with the easy bucket. Now the inbound on the perimeter to Rasky. As Tomahawk not giving the easy one inside. Brian Petrozellik for three and an out. Rebound McCormick. His little fadeaway is good for two. Bill has half a dozen. 52-31. Drive inside by Murtis. Blocking foul called on Jerry Petrozellik, and the basket's going to count.
This quarter, the Loggers having a lot of problems with keeping the other team away from the basket.
For Jerry Petrozellik, that's his first. Team foul 1 for the Loggers, and Chad Murtis goes to the free throw line. He has 9 points and looking for number 10. He's perfect from the line, 2 for 2. Make it 3 for 3. Chad Murtis with 10. 52-34, ball knocked away by Felser, almost saved by Murtis. The possession stays with the Loggers in their backcourt.
You can see Tomahawk getting their enthusiasm back after catching up here a little bit.
Rasky is fouled by Olson, and for Jason Olson, that's his fourth, so I imagine he will be sitting now for the rest of this period. He is, as Flowers will check in. Matzik and Pallas will return, replacing McCormick and Pallas, and I believe Trevor Rasky. Timeout, Phillips. 3:50 left here in the third. 52-34, the Loggers by 18. This is Logger Vision's presentation of Logger basketball on Price County Telephone Company Cable Channel 6. And we'll check the lineup quickly for the Loggers. It's Pallas, 22, 30, Brian Petrozellik, 20 is Trevor Rasky, 44, Woody, and 54, Matzik. That was the 5 for the Loggers.
I'm sure Coach Pilch isn't real happy with the defense. The Loggers let Tomahawk score 15 points in just over 4 minutes. And almost all of them are from within 5 feet from the basket.
Woody from 15, short rebound. Matzik, the foul will be called on Murtis. For Chad Murtis, that'll be his second. Team foul number 3 on the Hatchets. 3:38 left in the third. 52-34. The Logger lead at 18 still. The inbound by Brian Petrozellik to Woody. Justin Woody shot over Felser. Nice kiss off the glass for 2. Woody has 7 for the ball game. 54-34. Once again a 20-point Logger lead. Felser with the shot underneath, and the foul called, I believe, on Justin Matzik this time.
Well, Tomahawk at halftime made some changes and decided to attack the baseline and bring it inside, and Phillips just isn't playing good defense.
Adjust the height or adjust to go after the height inside, and that's what they've done so far. And Jake Felser returns to the free throw line. His first is good.
It seems like the Loggers are taking longer than they should to set up on defense. You see once in a while a guy's got his back to the ball after it's come over the half-court line, and you always have to have your eye on the ball when you're playing defense.
Second for Felser, no good. He's 3 for 6 from the stripe. 54-35, leads at 19. 3:18 left here in period 3. 3 team fouls for Tomahawk, by the way, 2 for the Loggers. Woody off to Brian Petrozellik for 3. No. Rebound, Trevor Rasky inside, counted for 2. Trevor Rasky has 5 for the ball game. 56-35, 3 minutes left here in period number 3. Drive inside by Felser, puts it up over Matzik, no good, gets his own board, counted and 1. And now Justin Matzik has 4, and he's got to come out. And here comes Danny Zaves for the first time on the night.
It looks like the Loggers either they're going to have to take away the baseline, or if they're playing a help defense, the help has got to get there, because right now they're playing soft on the baseline, letting the guy come around right under the basket, and there's no help there. And that's what Tomahawk has done almost every time down the floor.
Matzik and Brian Petrozellik will sit down. Jerry Petrozellik will return. And in for the first time tonight, Dan Zaves, number 52. See how the effects of his illness over the break go against Tomahawk. The first, and the only, I should say, by Felser is good. He converts the three-point play, and it's an 18-point game once again, 56-38. Jerry Petrozellik brings it back out. Rasky to Zaves, won't put it up from 17 right away. Pallas off to Rasky to Woody. Pallas on the perimeter goes inside for Jerry Petrozellik before the shot.
That's a good move to post Jerry up down low. His man's about 4 inches shorter than he is.
He has very deceptive jumping ability too. He's 6'2", point, you don't expect him to go in there and get much, but he does. Inside to Zaves. And the foul called on Flowers. Joe Flowers picks up his first. That's team foul 4 on the Hatchets. Team foul 5 on the Hatchets, excuse me. As the Loggers will inbound underneath. Once again, the inbound to Palace, to Zaves on the perimeter. Back to Jerry Petrozalek. Looks to go baseline, gives off to Palace for 3. No! Rebound, Yadis. And here comes the Hatchets with a chance to cut it to 15 if they can nail a tray. The near side to Beckley. Goes in for Felser to the hole. Ball knocked away by everybody. Recovered by Beckley. Shot no good. Trevor Rasky with another rebound. Ahead to Jerry Petrozalek. Off to Palace. Palace looks inside. Goes out to Woody instead, up high, across to Jerry Petrozalek. 1:49 left in the third, 56-38. Zaves inside to Palace and won't get the shot because he's called for the travel. 1:45 left in the third, 56-38. And Beckley will bring it down with 1:40 on the clock. Beckley gets it to Yadis before the shot. He's called for the walk. And what goes around comes around, or what comes around goes around, and possession goes to the Loggers. Full court pressure again by Tomahawk. Ahead to Palace. 3-on-3 break. Palace brings it to the top, off to Jerry Petrozalek. Jerry's turnaround from 14 in and out. Tip by Zaves. Second time a tip won't go. Rebound Yadis. 1:20 on the clock. Ahead to Murtis. Trevor Rasky, I swear, is going to take out a bleacher before the season's over. Blocked by Zaves. And Danny brings it down, gets it off to Jason Woody, and the foul called on Joe Flowers. That's his third. Team foul 6 for the Hatchets.
This quarter is a good example of how hard it is to keep playing crisp and hard when you've got a big lead and you really got more talent than the other team. And Tomahawk's played a good quarter. They've moved the ball inside and played well.
Woody on the perimeter. Across the Zaves, goes inside in front of Felser. Before the shot, Felser will get the foul. For Jake, that's his third. That's team foul 7. So Danny Zaves will go to the free throw line. The junior, a 71% free throw shooter. Averages 12 a game, missed the Spooner game, and is seeing limited action tonight. 1:04 left in the third. The first by Zaves, no good. Rebound, Palace. Gets back out to the perimeter, looks inside. Stopped, back out to Rasky. 57 seconds left. 56-38 here in the third quarter. Palace off to Rasky. To Jerry Petrozalek, 50 seconds left. Palace on the perimeter, won't put it up in front of Yadis. Drives in, ball knocked away by Beckley, saved by Palace, off to Zaves. And a foul called as Zaves tries going in, and Danny will go back to the free throw line to shoot another 1-and-1.
Danny's getting some nice drives to the basket, and they just follow him so quick he can't get a shot off here.
The foul called on Murtis, that's his third, team foul 8. So for Tomahawk, Murtis with 3, Olsen with 4, Flowers with 3, and Felser with 3. Zaves 0 for 1 from the line, looking for his first point of the night. Picks it up.
That's 71%. But Danny is shooting, getting up more where you'd like your players to be.
Definitely.
In the 70s you can live with. 80s would sure be nice.
Second no good, Matt. Palace with the rebound. So the offensive boards well for the Loggers for tonight. Woody shot no good. Beckley with the rebound, 30 seconds left. Beckley takes it to the hole, no good. Rebound, Jerry Petrozalek. And here come the Loggers across to Zaves. The pass inside, Woody had his hands on it, and possession goes to the Hatchets with 20 seconds remaining here in period 3, 57-38. Drive inside by Felser, and he steps on the end line, and possession goes to the Loggers with 13 ticks left in the third quarter clock. 1-2-1-1 pressure by the Hatchets. Jerry Petrozalek ahead to Palace. 10 seconds left. Matt Palace dribbles through it. 4-on-1 break into Zaves. Count it for 2. 59-38, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Beckley for 3 at the horn. It's short. We have played 24 minutes, and the score, the Phillips Loggers 59, the Tomahawk Hatchets 38. This is Logger Vision's presentation of Logger basketball on Price County Telephone Company Cable, Channel 6. And Phillips will have possession as we begin period number 4. The Loggers up by 21 points, 59-38. Palace with the inbound. Loggers playing 4-on-5. Beckley with the takeaway from Palace. Drives inside, count it for 2. And we have a Phillips timeout with 7:53 left here in the fourth.
Phillips only had 4 players on the floor.
They only started out with 4 players, and that was the problem to start this one out. 59-40 as Beckley picks up his 5th point of the ball game. Let's go over the scoring quickly for each team, starting with the Loggers. I'm just going down by number quickly here as Trevor Rasky has 5 points for Matt Pallas, 9 points for Brian Petrozalik, 11 for Jerry Petrozalik, 7 points for Jason Woody, 6 points for Bill McCormick, 3 points for Danny Zaves off the bench, and Justin Matzik has 13 points in the night. For Tomahawk, Chad Murtis still leads Tomahawk with 10 points, the only double-figure scorer thus far for Tomahawk. Jason Olson has 5. He has 4 personal fouls. He and Justin Matzik each have 4. 3 for Chad Murtis, 3 for Joe Flowers, and 3 for Jake Felser for Tomahawk. No one else with 3 for the Loggers. Going through, Ty Beckley with 5, 2 for Dan Tomaszewski, 8 points for Jake Felser, 2 for Hughesby, and 4 for Yadis. Palace. Trevor Rasky is back in the Logger lineup now. Palace on the perimeter to Brian Petrozalik. Palace looks inside to Brian Petrozalik, goes inside, his shot tipped by Beckley and recovered by Yadis. The bomb down court to Murtis. He'll be called for the travel as the pass is about 5 feet too long as necessary to get the easy 2.
I think the challenge for the Loggers this quarter is to make Tomahawk shoot from further out. Don't give up any of these 4, 5, 6 footers.
The inbound to Brian Petrozalik, goes to the floor, gets it off to Palace, and he brings it across the timeline with 7:25 on the clock. Brian Petrozalik on top. Palace looks inside. Petrozalik off to Rasky. Loggers looking for one good shot inside to Jason Woody, and he's fouled by Jake Felser. And for Felser, that's his 4th.
That was some good patience that time. Like in the Spooner game when the Loggers had that 6-7 point lead, you'd like to have seen just a set play that kept running and running and running until you got the easy shot. And that time Jason Woody had an easy shot. It was a well-run offense.
So Jake Felser will sit down with 4 fouls. Team foul 9 for Tomahawk. That means Jason Woody will shoot 1-1. But we'll see a 2-shot foul the rest of the way. No, excuse me, Jason is shooting a 2-shot foul. The first is good. Jason Woody, 2 for 3 from the line. He has 8 points in the night. He's averaging 9 points a game for the season. And he won't match it in this shot. Rebound, Beckley. 60-40, Loggers by 20 with 7 minutes remaining in the 4th period. Steal by Trevor Rasky. 3-on-3 break. Woody tries to go to the hole as 13, Justin Rigney will pick up the foul. Rigney just checked into the lineup, and that will send Jason Woody to the free throw line to shoot a pair, as that is team foul number 10. The Loggers with 3 team fouls here in the second half. 6:56 left in the 4th. 60-40 the score. The first for the junior is good. Jason Woody with 9. He's 3 for 5 from the line, 60%.
Well, here's the challenge. You can break that 50% level.
Get into double digits as well, and he does so. 62-40, the Loggers back up by 22 as we're under 7 minutes left here in the 4th. Beckley shot no good. The putback by Hughesby no good. Woody with the rebound, and the foul called on Ty Beckley, and that'll bring the ball to the other end as Beckley picks up his second. And Jason Woody returns to the stripe that's been charitable so far as he's 4 for 6 and has 10 points.
Here's Jason's chance to climb all the way to the 75% shooting percentage here tonight.
Loggers 9 for 17 from the free throw line. That's just over 50%. First is good. 10 for 18, 55%. As Yadis returns, Beckley will sit down. And Rigney will sit down as Murtis returns for the Hatchets. 6:45 left in the fourth. 63-40. The biggest lead for the Loggers has been 25, and they're at 23 right now. With Woody for a chance to make it an even 24, and he does so as he has made his last 4 in a row. 64-40. Loggers by 24. Tomaszewski goes inside, wants to go baseline, stopped by Pallas, off to Yadis. His shot from 17, no good, gets his own board. The second time won't go, and Trevor Rasky with a rebound ahead to Brian Petrozalik. 4-on-2 Logger break, off to McCormick, goes inside, his shot's good. Bill McCormick has 8, he averages 7 a game, and the Loggers back up by now 26, their biggest lead of the night. Ball knocked away, recovered by McCormick. Off to Rasky, but taken away by Olsen. 3-on-1 break inside to Ryan Huseby for 2. Ryan Huseby with 4. And it's a 66-42 lead. 6 minutes left here in the fourth. Pallas brings it through. Woody off to Brian Petrozalik. 66-42 the score. Rasky inside. Nice no-look pass to Pallas. Matz gets rid of it to Brian Petrozalik. Into Woody. Huseby on him. His shot over Huseby, no good. McCormick with a fadeaway. That won't go. Yadis with the rebound and a reach-in foul on Bill McCormick. That's his third and team foul 4 for the Loggers. As Justin Matzik and Jerry Petrozalik will return for the Loggers, and Jake Felser returns for Tomahawk. 5:36 left in the fourth. 66-42. The Loggers by 24. Woody and Pallas will sit down. Olsen brings it across, goes inside, loses the handle, but Trevor Rasky will pick up the foul. For Trevor, that's his first, and team foul 5 for Phillips. And the Hatchets will inbound underneath. As the Loggers have a foul to give yet. The inbound goes to Felser. He puts it in for 2. Jake Felser over Bill McCormick. That's 10 points for Felser. Ball knocked away from Jerry Petrozalik, taken by Olsen for 3. It's good. Jason Olsen with 8. Lead pass down to McCormick. To Rasky in the paint. It won't go. Out of bounds off of Tomaszewski, and possession stays with the Loggers. And I don't know what the call is on the far side, but the opposite official is calling that it was off of Phillips, so it's a jump ball is the call, but timeout is called by Phillips with 5:06 left here in the fourth. 66-47. The game is at 19, and all of a sudden you get that sense again that the Loggers are letting it get away a little bit by them because they're starting to let the game run away again from them, and they're a little bit out of control once again.
Well, if you want to just make sure you win the game, when you get a lead like this, you like to have an offense that you can run and run and run and wait for the better shots.
And thus far, they haven't been doing that extremely well here in the second half. They've been able to at least somewhat shut down the lane to the hole by the Hatchets, but not really effectively here in the second half. And Tomahawk with possession in the backcourt. 5 minutes remaining in the fourth. The Loggers up by 19. 66-47. The 3 by Olsen rims out. Tomaszewski with the rebound. Murtis goes inside, puts it up in the paint, and it's good for 2. Chad Murtis has a dozen. Full court pressure, ahead to McCormick, down to Matzik. 1-on-3. Justin pulls out, off to Trevor Rasky. Jerry Petrozellik to Brian Petrozellik. Looks inside, goes back out. As they bring it around to Matzik, and the foul called on Felser. And for Jake Felser, that's going to be all for him for the night. He'll sit down with 10 points as he picks up personal number 5. Justin Matzik will go to the free throw line. He's 1 for 2 from the stripe and is averaging 75% from the line. His 13 points on the evening is averaging 15 for the ball game. 4:31 left here in the fourth, 66-49. A 17-point lead as Beckley will return. Foul situation for each team for Tomahawk. Felser is out. Olsen has 4. Murtis, Flower, and Flowers each have 3 for the Loggers. Matzik has 4, 3 for McCormick. The first for Justin is good. Justin Matzik with 14, 67-49, with 4:31 left here in period number 4. The second for the sophomore, that one's good too. Justin on his average, 15 points, 3 for 4 from the free throw line. 68-49, the Logger lead up to 19. Murtis, guarded by Jerry Petrozellik. Loggers in a man, dishes off to Yadis. His skyhook is good. Sky King has 6. 68-51. Kareem all over again. Brian Petrozellik out to Jerry. Logger lead at 17. 68-51. 4 minutes left here in the fourth. And the foul called on Beckley. As Ty Beckley picks up his third. Zaves and Pallas will return. And Jerry Petrozellik goes to the line.
Looks like the Loggers' new offense is the free throw line this quarter.
Certainly is. McCormick will sit down, as does Brian Petrozellik, as Pallas and Zaves return. Jerry, his first time at the line tonight, averages 83% from the free throw line. He makes the first, and he has 12 points for the evening. The second, off the iron, no good rebound. Yadis ahead to Olsen. 69-51, Loggers up by 12.5 with 3:50 left. Olsen. The block call. I thought we might see a travel, but no, but instead we have a foul called on Matt Pallas. That's his third. Team foul 6. So now Jason Olsen goes back to the free throw line. He's 1 for 2. Has 8 points of the ball game, 7 of them here in the second half. The first for the senior is good. 69-52. Tomahawk shooting 62, well, a little less than that now, about 59% from the free throw line, 10 for 17, as the second by Olsen is no good. 69-52, Logger lead at 17. Jerry Petrozellik off to Zaves. Goes in on Yadis, gives it off to Pallas. Across to Trevor Rasky. Back over to Jerry Petrozellik, and they'll set it up. 3:22 left here in period 4. 69-52. Matzik's shot from 15, no good. Yadis with the rebound. Ahead to Murtis. Murtis on the perimeter, drives inside. Goes in, and Jerry Petrozellik will be called for the block. Jerry's second foul, team foul 7. And that will send Chad Murtis to the free throw line to shoot 1-1. Murtis perfect from the line thus far tonight. He has 12 points, and that may be the Tomahawk offense being more mercenarian and driving into the paint and trying to run into a Logger if they can't get the easy shot. The first is good for Chad Murtis. He's perfect from the stripe, 4 for 4. 69-53, the Logger lead at 16. The second is also good. Chad Murtis, 5 for 5, 14 points of the night. 69-54. Pass ahead to Zaves, across to Matzik. And Justin pulls it out to Jerry Petrozellik. 3 minutes left here in the fourth. 69-54. The drive inside, past Yadis is Jerry Petrozellik for 2. Jerry has a dozen. 71-54. 3 for Murtis, no good. Rebound Olson. Double team blocked by Pallas. And Matt will pick up his fourth. And that is team foul number 8 on the Loggers. Fourth personal on Matt Pallas. Nick Gabay, 42, checks into the Logger lineup for the first time tonight as Pallas will sit down. Zaves will also sit down as Jason Woody returns for the Loggers. 2:47 left in the fourth. 17-point Logger lead, 71-54. Olson to the free throw line. He is 2 for 3 in the night. He has 9 points in the evening. The first is no good.
Well, the Loggers are running with 4 sophomores and 1 junior right now.
A little look at the future for the orange and black. Second is short, and the Loggers will have it out underneath. A break kind of for Tomahawk as the Loggers will put the ball in under pressure instead of having a running chance to get it down. Jerry Petrosalik knocked out of bounds by Tomaszewski, and possession stays with the Loggers. As Flowers, Rigney, and Hughesby return, Tomaszewski will sit down, Yadis will sit down, and Olson will sit down. 2:42 left here in period 4, 71-54. Loggers by 17. Jerry Petrosalik will bring it across to Gabay. Petrosalik to Rasky for 3, wide left. Rebound, Ty Beckley ahead to Flowers. The bomb down court to Murtis, taken away by Jerry Petrosalik. Rasky. 2:20 left. To Matzik on the perimeter, guarded by Beckley. Rasky around to Jerry Petrosalik. Off to Gabay on the far side, inside to Matzik, knocked out of bounds by Beckley, and possession stays with the Loggers with 2:10 left to the fourth. 71-54, Loggers by 17. Both teams in the bonus. Tomahawk over 10 fouls, so that's the double bonus. The Loggers have 8 team fouls. Rasky looks inside, goes back out to Jerry Petrosalik. Drives inside, puts it up, and good. The sophomore with 16. 73-54, the Logger lead at 19. Drive inside by Murtis, it's good for 2. Chad Murtis with 16 points of the night. Nice lead down to Matzik for 2. And the pace of the game definitely picking up again. Beckley shot no good. Matzik with a rebound. Goes across to Rasky. Another lucky fan as a souvenir. Almost got nailed in the head if he was down about another half a foot. As Tomaszewski will return. And he will replace Chad Murtis. 1:30 exactly left in the fourth, and the Loggers looks like they may very well just take this one home up by 19. 75-56. As John Handel digging deep into the bench. Tomahawk goes to 2-2 in conference. Steal by Rasky. 3-on-2 break. And Justin Matzik to the hole. Shot off the back iron. No good. Rebound. Wrigley. Ahead to Tomaszewski. Launches the tray short. Recovered finally by Tomaszewski. 1:05 left. Tries it from the other side. That one's short. Rebound. Trevor Rasky. In trouble, and the foul will be called, I believe, on Tomaszewski. The foul on Tomaszewski is his first. 57 seconds remain here in the fourth. 75-56, Loggers by 19. And Trevor Rasky to the free throw line. He's 1 for 2 in the night, has 5 points.
What's the free throw percentage for the night?
Well, let me see if I can count it up quick here. 9, 17, 20, 22, 26, 27 as the second one's missed by Rasky. I'll get back to you that in a second here if we can get a little slowdown in the action. Beckley, his shot from 8 long, knocked out of bounds, off of Gabay, and possession stays with Tomahawk.
This is one of those games where Phillips had its 19-point lead, and it seems we keep coming back to that point.
Loggers are 14 for 28 from the free throw line, a nice exact 50% figure. Matzik with the swat, recovered by Jerry Petrosalik. Not the kind of free throw percentage you wanted to see out of the Loggers, but so far it's effective, considering the amount of time they've been to the line. Before the shot, Jason Woody is fouled by Ryan Hughesby. That's his second. And the junior goes back to the free throw line, where he has been quite active here in the fourth period. He's 5 for 6 from the stripe here in the fourth, 6 for 8 from the night, and has a dozen. 75-56, 32 seconds left in the ball game. The first is no good. Then the second for Woody is good. 13 points for Jason Woody, 76-56 the Loggers with 20. Ball out of bounds off of Rigney, and possession goes to the Loggers with 28 seconds left in the clock. The Loggers will be off until Friday when they take on Ashland. Lead pass to Woody, and he'll be called for the travel. And the Logger faithful not happy about that one.
The Logger faithful wanted a dunk.
Well, if they would have got it from Woody, that would have been amazing. The shot no good by Flowers. Rebound Gabay ahead to Jerry Petrosalik, 15 seconds. Rasky to Woody. Woody goes inside, now has to pull it back out. It goes back out to Petrosalik. 7 seconds left. Across to Gabay. To Matzik. 3 seconds from 16 off the iron. No. And that's the ball game. The Phillips Loggers win this one 76-56.
A workmanlike game. Played good first half. Defense a little weak in the second half under the basket. But a well-played game.
Going over the scoring quickly for the Loggers. Trevor Rasky finishes the night with 5 points, as does Matt Pallas. 9 points for Brian Petrosalik. A nice game for Jerry Petrosalik with 16 points in the ball game. Jason Woody with a baker's dozen, 13, 8 for McCormick. 3 points for Danny Zaves in his limited action tonight. And for Justin Matzik, he will finish with 15 points tonight. So the Loggers with 3 players in double digits, but 3 players that they didn't necessarily expect to be in double digits as well. Well, Justin Matzik, yes, but Jason Woody with double digits off the bench, and Jerry Petrosalik, who usually is somewhat stingy, but playing the ball very well tonight. What, the peanut gallery heckling you again, or what?
Yeah.
The peanut gallery's heckling us up here again.
We'll have to invite some others up here.
I think we'll have to. The final score, once again, the Phillips Loggers defeating the Tomahawk Hatchets 76-56. As we said before, they play Ashland at home a week from tonight. That's at the Friendly Confines. This has been a presentation of Logger Vision, as this is Logger Basketball on Price County Telephone Company Cable, Channel 6.